I have chicken eyes. That's what I want to talk about today. Hello, Doug Patterson here. Thanks so much for joining me on my Wednesday walk. Now, what do I mean by chicken eyes? I learned something fascinating this past week. Maybe you already know it. And it's about how chickens survive, how they take care of their needs, and how they protect themselves at the same time. Their eyes, their left eye and their right eye perform different functions. For example, when they are eating, which seems to me to be most of the time, they're pecking at the ground, boom, 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 and they're using their left eye to determine which kernel of corn, which piece of grain, whatever it is they're going to eat, boom, bam, bam. So the left eye is focused in on that one particular thing. The right eye, on the other hand, is aware. It's scoping everything around it and looking for predators, looking for anything that might be dangerous to them, looking for something that they need to be aware of. So the left eye, very focused, very direct. The right eye, very global, very out there. Now, when I read this, I started to think, excuse me, I have chicken eyes. Now, what do I mean by that? It means that a few years ago, I had my cataracts removed in my eyes. And when they did, they replaced that with different lenses. Now, I had been wearing contacts for several years. And I had what was called monovision, which meant that my left eye was corrected to read and my right eye was corrected to see everything else. And so when they corrected my vision by implanting these new lenses, they said, now we can correct this by using the monovision. We don't do it for everybody because if you're not used to it, some people's brains just can't accommodate it. And when we put those lenses in there, it's permanent and it means their brain is always going to be befuddled. But I was used to monovision, so that's what I have. Now, it's unawares to me. It's an unconscious thing for me anymore. But for example, when I hold my hand this close to my face, it's my left eye that's seeing it and bringing it into focus. But if I put my left hand way out here, now it switches to my right eye and it sees distance. Now, I don't know what happens in there, but something in my brain clicks in and says, now we're going to use left eye, now we're going to use right eye. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to be able to see both close up and far away at the same time. Now, I think this has incredible implications for the way in which we live our lives. We have to have both. We have to be able to focus our attention. What are the things I have to do today? What are the things I'm going to have to do to provide for my health, for my family? Boom, 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 boom. We have to be very focused. But at the same time, if that's everything that takes your attention, then you're losing all of this out there. What's going on in the world? What opportunities does the world have to provide me that I'm not paying attention to because I'm so focused on this? We have to have this and we have to have this. Now, let me give you another example of this. I play in a band, and we do some songs, of course. And when I sing a song with that band, we tend to do it the same way over and over and over, which is fabulous. I have a great time doing it. But not only playing with that band, sometimes, not always, but more occasionally than often, I go to something called jam night, which is something called like open mic night or something like that. And when I go there, there's a lot of different musicians. Sometimes my band members will be there, but most of the time It's all these musicians that come from all around the area. And they're accomplished musicians for the most part. They're very, very good musicians. And they'll say, Doug, we want you to come up here and sing this particular song. Now, when I do that, you see, I'm not singing with this group that I'm used to. Now I'm singing with an entirely different amalgamation of musicians, and each one of them brings something different to the table. So what I'm used to doing here, now I'm doing here, and it's a wonderful thing. It's exciting. It's just fantastic to be able to do that. It's global. It's what life is all about, is being able to participate in the world in different ways. So that's what I really want you to think about today. What is it that you're focused on? If you're only focused on this, you're a one-dimensional person, and you're going to tend to be habitual. You're going to tend to be maybe, what do I want to say? Depressed, lonely, angry, full of regret, because you're only focused here. But you got to be focused here too. You got to know what's going on in this world. You got to be able to participate in this world. So look at it that way. Enjoy it. You weren't placed here on this world just to be in it only of yourself. We are here. It's a global community. So whether you're a musician, whether you're a writer, I don't know what it is that you do, but take both views into consideration. What is this? What is this? How do I make them work together? And it's also why I usually say at the end of these videos, there's two things you got to do today. One, you got to be kind to others. That's this. And you got to be kind to yourself. That's this. Both of them work in conjunction with one another. I have chicken eyes, and I'm grateful for it. Thanks so much for coming by today. And I'll catch you again on the next Wednesday Walk.